Made another good clean pass. Hey, welcome back to the Airstrip Attack out here at Pikes Peak Airstrip Attack, brought to you by Drag 965. Got a lot of exciting things going on here. The weather's changed a little bit. We've got a lot of good racing that's going on, though. The air density definitely has changed. We've broken a lot of records. I don't know if you tuned in earlier, but if you haven't, you're in for a treat. Right now, we've got Brian Hod in a GT 500 up against Lance Canoy in a 570S. See him right there in your screen going through the traps. Brian with a 150.4, Lance with a 146.8 miles an hour. Up next, we got David in an E63S wagon up against Ryan in that Jeep Trackhawk. Jeep's been pretty fast all day. So far, best of 138.1, pretty consistent. Mercedes, though, that wagon's fast, 148.9 or 147.9. So it'll be interesting to see how this goes. Once again, thank you for rejoining us or joining us back for the first time here at the Pikes Peak Airstrip Attack, brought to you by Drag 965. Looks like the Mercedes went cruising right by there. 145.3 for the Mercedes. Ryan in that Trackhawk with a 136.4. Now we got that beautiful white 69 Camaro. You can probably see it right there. Just did a big hellacious burnout. Going up against James Roy in that Civic. There goes James Roy. Here comes the Camaro. It's Ben Abrams out there. 156.09 for James Roy. Ben Abrams, not sure if he got in and out of that or not. 148.7. We got Rye Dean in a 14 GTR up against Eric Walter in that Camaro. You'll see him up here in just a second. Of course, this broadcast is brought to you by Drag 965. The event is a Revolution Shift Sector production. That GTR coming down the airstrip. Stayed in it to win it. That's Rye Dean there. Here comes the Camaro. 148.32 for Rye Dean. Eric with a 132.24. We got Bradley Padula in a 15 Hellcat. Be coming up, should show up on your screen as well. Going up against Chris in his Hellcat. Couple good-looking cars out there. Oh, look, he's got the windshield wipers on. I wonder if he's got them on auto. You can see right out there the clouds. Once again, our camera crew, Revolution.com, bringing us the best. Mile an hour, 148.17, 143.77 right there for the other. Up next, Bill Scheffler in that G8, and we got Mickey Norisata in that 2010 English Racing built GTR. He's been a best of 194.3. Keep in mind, this car was built 5 years ago, and he daily drives it. That's Mickey right there in the GTR on the right, on the Revolution.com flag side between shift sector. And, of course, Bill Scheffler, he's been doing good, too, all weekend long. He's been a best so far of 146.01. Rain's starting to come down over here a little bit. Hopefully it doesn't make things interesting in a bad way. So made a decision right now. The rain, it looks like there's just a cloud, a little cell that's kind of going by. So we're decided to hold these cars. Obviously, you got a 194 mile an hour car. Last thing you want to do is see it loop out because of pending rain. So a couple things I want to go over that I think is pretty awesome. This broadcast is a Revolution production directed by none other than Jeffrey J. Hart and produced by Mr. Ryan Randalls. Nice to see the Randalls family here. Colorado Springs Airport. I mean, what else can I say? We couldn't be here without this airport available to us to pull these kind of, this is really the world's fastest half-mile drag event anywhere. You can see our fans out there taking some cover, but they're serious. They know they've been out here before. It'll rain, then it'll go away. And that's kind of what we're hoping. We see blue skies all over the place, but right now we just have a rain cloud kind of going over the top of us. There's a starting line right there, so obviously we kind of hold, see what happens here, but hopefully it just goes right past us. Now, I know yesterday we had to close down if you were watching the live broadcast, and certainly if you were here. It was pretty crazy. There was a pretty big looming storm that we knew was coming. We just didn't know when. Once again, look at that. We got the big monster tent out there. Look at all those fans. That's the starting grid right there, pre-grid. That gets released, obviously, to the starting grid right out there. We see a lot of umbrellas. People came prepared today. As you pan out, kind of comes more towards us over here, but you can see that the cloud is basically right there. You can see it on your screen right now. That cloud is dumping rain on us as we speak. There's our VIP area. So it's beautiful, but unfortunately rain doesn't make for good racing. Not when you're going 200 and some odd miles an hour. Now, I don't know if you tuned in earlier, but Coy Christmas in his UGR Lamborghini ripped off a 252. I'd have to go back and look at that, but I want to say it was 252 and change, which obviously is a really big deal. He did wonderful in that. I think Coy Jr. did 202 in the other Lambo, which is UGR enhanced as well. See everything kind of had a holding pattern out there. Nobody's going to leave because we're not done, that's for sure. Appreciate everybody joining us on our live stream. We've got, one heck of a team. We've got Kenta Young. We got Joshua Dorado, Eduardo Branderes, Jesse Smith, Stephen Sullivan, Riley McCloskey, David Medina, and Josh Spencer working hard to bring this broadcast to you. And, of course, yours truly, Jimmy Shaberg. So I appreciate everybody being here. If you give us just a little bit, we'll probably get through this rain cloud and get on to some serious racing, because I don't think it's going to stick around long from what I'm told. They've been talking to me, my earpiece right here, and it doesn't look like it's going to hold or stick around for long. So I say, you're on our live feed. Why don't you tell us what you think about our live feed in general? I know that we do everything in our power to bring you the best, and we certainly have the best team in my eyes. I don't think that there's another performance broadcast that's like this, that we bring it to you, which is why so many millions of you tune in. I haven't got the numbers yet from yesterday, but I will here soon. When they tell me, I'll announce that. But I want to say we should have been well over 2.5 million as a guess. So appreciate everybody tuning in and watching. Right now you're just going to watch us watch the rain for just a little bit, but it looks like it's starting to thin out already, which is fantastic. Don't forget, you should certainly come out and visit Colorado Springs. It's just beautiful out here. They've got their, the Colorado Springs Airport is definitely a must-see visit. We see what's kind of going on out there. They're trying to make arrangements to, I don't know, let me look. I think they're kind of going crazy. I would say that's pretty much not Foxy. What's he doing? I'm not sure what they're doing. Maybe we can get JP out there for a couple interviews out in the rain. I don't know. I'm not sure where he's at the moment, but nice to have him on board. Of course, we got the Colorado Springs Sports Court. What can I say about this nonprofit based here in Colorado Springs other than thank you? They make this event is so big. I don't even know how many they have. I don't know if we can get a shot of that airplane landing over there too, but that's pretty cool. We are on a live airstrip, in case anyone has forgotten. So just had a big giant, I don't know what that is, land over there. So that's pretty neat. I think that's the same one that took off yesterday. That was pretty impressive. It looked like a flying island to me, or a blimp with wings. I don't know. Kind of the same thing. But we're just kind of waiting for this rain to kind of dissipate. It sounds like we might have an interview coming up. So that'll be good. Gotcha. So we have a pending interview coming up. It's raining, so of course, although I say it's raining, but it's definitely thinned out. I don't know if the camera can pan around past the Jumbotron there, but it looks like that rain cell's past us on at least, so that's good. My fans in the stands, they're hanging strong. They've been through this before. We've been through this together. Now we're going to be able to be through this together at home as well. As soon as we know it's safe, of course, the track will go green and we'll let these cars eat, but you never know how fast and how hard it's going to rain out here. Could be just a light sprinkling like what we just had, or a downpour like yesterday. I can tell you that I was completely soaked. It was crazy how much rain came down in such a short amount of time. You can see the good view of the starting line there. Looks like we might be getting ready to go green. Definitely want to stay tuned. I think he's telling me yes by shaking the camera up and down like that. Yes, we are going green. Here we go. We got Mickey Norisada in the English Racing built GTR going up against Bill Scheffler in that Pontiac G8. Sounds like Mickey pulled out of it early for sure. 153.1, been a best of 194. Bill Scheffler, Pontiac G8 147.6, and he didn't pull out of it. So there's that. Up there, that's Clint in his 15 Corvette. In for a treat next. Let's see what this mile an hour looks like there. 139.15. Okay, up next, we got Calvo Motorsports in the house again for Fabricio in this 14 Viper, 1,800 horsepower. We've already alerted fire and safety. And tow. Been a best so far at 215 too. Here he goes. Both these cars well over 200 miles an hour side by side. Calvo Motorsports in the house. Wow, that car came on. Woo! Looking for that mile an hour coming up. 211.57 miles an hour for Fabricio. Jesus at 158.9. Mac Butler in a GTR. Kerry in his GTR. Butler's been over 200 miles an hour at the Never Lift Half Mile event. He's definitely on the boil now. It looks like a good run. Definitely stayed in it to win it. Mile an hours are coming up. 205.48 miles an hour for Mac Butler. Like I said, he didn't come here to go slow. 141.6 for Kerry. Matthew Talbot in this BMW M5, he's made like 2 bazillion runs. All of them been bad fast. He's going up against Russell DeSalvo in that 911 right next to him there. All this awesome footage being brought to you by the team, Revolution.com. Can't thank him enough for all these great camera shots. Seems like a little something new every year. 153.2 for Mr. Talbot. Russell with a 138.2. Got a couple Mopars. John Malia, James Black, Demon and a Challenger. Here we go. Turn it up. Thing looks mean going down the track, doesn't it? Kind of gives you an idea how fast they go through the traps right there, huh? It's crazy to me. I get the best vantage point of anyone, my eyes. James Black with that 175-1, 154-4 for John and the Demon. Serjan and his GTR coming back with Pablo and the Corvette. Serjan's been at 155-4 to a 159-1 for Pablo. Gotta like that. Serjan with a 152.6, 157.01 for Pablo. Sean Graham in that 15 Chevrolet SS going up against Cody Chapman in the CTSV. You see him right there. Beautiful cars. Let's not forget our good friends over at Pac Sun Financial. Money managers, you need that kind of help? Well, they'll never sleep on it, and money never sleeps, so there you go. Check out PacSunFinancial.com. 175.5 for Cody in that CTSV. 133 for that Cobalt. I'm sorry, that SS. My bad. Now we got John Schilling in that beautiful C10. That thing's bad to the bone. 133.3 for the Corvette best so far. Josh flying through there with a 133 up to David's 131. What do we got here? Dana Renee and David Perez, Audi S3. With the jump, Dana Renee and that little Civic's been a best of 145.2. Good Ghazi built. Of course, that's brought to you by our good friends at 1320video.com. Dana Renee with a 141.8. David Perez, 133.5. Brock Pierce with a GT350 going against Thomas Thill in that Corvette. A little squirrely there. Of course, JP over at Edge Autosport. They offer high-performance parts. They have a dyno. They do tuning. They do all kinds of stuff. Give them a look-see at on Facebook or their website. Got a BMW i35 or 135i. James Welch, Dario in that Rs7. Last run rock was 150.7 to a 140.7 for that Corvette. Dario with that RS7 mile an hour. 152.9 for James in the i35 or 135i. Struggling with that one today. 144.8 for the RS7. Tom in the BMW i8, been strong. 137.8 so far. Audi S4 of Dylan's. You hear that or not? But that was that C10 little race truck. That thing looks like a old school NASCAR NAS truck. Call it today. Orange, you glad you stayed with us over here at Revolution.com at the Pikes Peak Airstrip Attack, brought to you by Drag 965. Beautiful day. Dylan with a 138. Tom in that i8 with a 132.2. Up next, Charles in that Porsche Turbo. Dave in a Panamera Turbo S. Love those green wheels. Charles with a 152.4 in that turbo Panamera time, or mile an hour, is 141.1. Up next, got Aaron in a BMW M3 up against Michael in that Challenger. So there you go. Aaron in that M3 mile an hour coming up. 155.7. Michael's Challenger 146.7. Jason in that Z06 coming up. Igor in that RS7 on the starting line now, ready to launch. Those RS7s do launch. They're wicked bad fast. Speaking of Corvette, take a look at High Tech Corvette. They bring Corvette and sports car enthusiasts together. HighTechCorvette.com. Take a peek if you would. More Corvettes coming up. Never a shortage out here at the Pikes Peak Airstrip Attack. Jason with a 148.8. Igor with a 143.9. We got Dean Menino in his 08 Corvette. Been a best of 137. Here comes a McLaren, but I don't have the his information yet. Will though. Let's not forget our good friends out at LinzRentals.com. A lot of our equipment comes from them. They do a fantastic job of supplying us with the best. Dean Menino with a 137.2. Larry Almond in that McLaren at a 159.2. Mark Bosky in that 550 Xi BMW up against Christian Moore in that Audi S4. They're off. BMW is getting it. Big thanks to that racing channel for carrying us on their live stream as well. So Christian with a 1, let's see where it's at there. I'm playing the wait for it game. Not sure where my mile an hour stuff went. Hasn't popped up on my screen. So while we figure out the timing and scoring stuff we have going on, it's that time of day when that stuff does come up. While we kind of sort of figure that out, I'm going to cut here momentarily to JP. He's got an interview out in the pits. As soon as I know he's set up, I'll throw it to him. We're going to head to JP right now. He's got that interview ready for all our fans at home. Here you go, JP.
Hey, what's going on, guys? It's JP here out in the pits again. We've got Josh with this insane build in front of me here. He was telling me a little bit about it before I got on camera here, but I'll let him finish the story. What did this car start its life as, and where have you taken it?
So this was a Craftsman, basically a NASCAR race truck initially. What I wanted to do is take it straight off the track, reskin it.
All right, JP, thanks for that. We're back to racing here. Nice interview on that C10. Appreciate that. We got the little Integra here.
I did that fairly quickly. I basically blew it.
Okay. pretty awesome right there. Kevin Miller in that Mustang GT. Andrew Hill, 163.1. Yep. Sorry about that. We had that GoPro on the car. We wanted everybody to see it. We're going to go back to JP right now and continue that interview.
Telling us about this truck here.
Anyways, it's 100% race truck underneath. I wanted to rebody it, put it on the street. So we did it, and we've had a lot of luck with it. Did SEMA and all that stuff this year, and now we're able to go beat on it a little bit. It's primarily built to road race, but I drive it on the street too. So.
I was going to say, it doesn't really need to go fast to be cool out here. I mean, this thing is an insane build. How much power does the motor make in this thing?
NA, this motor makes a little over 7.
Awesome. That's impressive. This is a really neat truck, and I'm really happy you brought it out. Thanks for bringing it.
Buddy, I appreciate it. This is a great event.
Back to you, Jimmy.
All right, thank you, JP. Appreciate that. We're back to racing right now. Looks like we got Robbie Esplanade in his 99 Civic going at it. First time. We just had Viper ACR go by at 140.54 and Steve Pomona at 118.95 in the Green Goblin. It's a pretty cool looking car right here. I think he's sponsored by Red Bull. There's a real good chance of it anyway. If not, he is now. 112.2 miles an hour. Look at this. We got Jordan Weir up in his GT 500. Been a best of 158 so far. Scott Rice in the McLaren 570S, 163.9. Well, that one thumped my chest. I'd say Jordan was in it to win it on that particular pass. Mile an hour coming up, 189.71. I'd say he was in it to win it. Nicely done there, sir. Scott Rice in the McLaren 159.1. That thing pounded my chest. Mateo Perez in that McLaren 570 up against Marcus in the Mitsubishi Evo. Both these cars are ran consistently all weekend long. Looks like we're going to have to get the track looked at. Something definitely happened to that Evo. I think whatever happened is pretty big. Looks like he's holding it steady at this point. You can see the smoke coming out of the back of it right there. Definitely lost a motor or worse. It looks like he's just about come to a stop. I've already alerted fire safety. They're heading that direction right now. You should see him any second pull up. And the smoke clears. Well, it's not going to clear because it's blowed up, but looks like he had a passenger on that pass as well. Yes, we've alerted fire and safety. They're on their way out. Let's see what it looks like after that. I would imagine it's probably not going to look super great. A little oily, a little greasy. Yeah, so we just witnessed, it was basically Marcus in his Evo, went through the traps at 157.07. As soon as he hit those flags, just a plume of smoke. So I'm not sure if he lost a turbo, motor, I don't know. Made a big bang, and that's pretty much all she wrote. So I don't know if also, we're trying to find out right now if it oiled down the track. Mateo was in the other lane. He did a 156.09 in a McLaren. So Evo was definitely on a run. I'm looking here right now. He did his best so far of the weekend was a 162.5, and he's done quite a few passes, all of them over 155 miles an hour. So maybe he was just trying to lean on it. It's 749 horsepower. So good news is he had a passenger. They pulled over, got out. Now they're just kind of checking under the hood, make sure everything's still there. Be kind of a freaky incident to pop the hood and nothing be there, right? So we'll get an idea of kind of what's going on here shortly, but that's what the delay is. It was Marcus and his Evo going kaboom. We got the McLaren, like I said, at a 156.09, and then Marcus went through the traps at 157.07. We got fire and safety out there right now, kind of checking it out. We're having a quick look at the track. Obviously, a couple things I can get into that I'd like to. Revolution.com. Let's talk about that for a second. So we got DEF CON 1 coming here on August 10th and 11th. It's the first ever half mile, quarter mile, and eighth mile heads up racing event with a night full of music and camping and probably some fun activities at the Colorado Air and Spaceport just east of Denver. Again, that's on the August the 10th and 11th. You can look that up anywhere. You can do that right at home right now if you want. It's revdefcon.com. We're going to take a little quick replay of the end of that run so you can take a peek, see what we're talking about here. Looks like we're going to have to get the track looked at. Something definitely happened at Evo. I think whatever happened is pretty big. Looks like he's holding it steady at this point. You can see the smoke coming out of the back of it right there. Definitely lost a motor or worse. It looks like he's just about come to a stop. I've already alerted fire safety. They're heading that direction right now. You should see him any second pull up. And the smoke clears. Well, it's not going to clear because it's blowed up, but looks like he had a passenger on that pass as well. Yes, we've alerted fire and safety. They're on their way out. So there you are now. Plateau it, I don't know, but you could see that when he went through the flags, there was no smoke. It was just certainly after that. Looks like they're going to flat tow it back. It was still running. It was also still smoking. So my guess is probably lost a, with that much smoke, probably lost a turbo and a motor all at the same. We're going to start taking a look at the cars that are coming up right after we get this car cleared. Right here, you can see it right now. That's that's Carl Hansen in that Mercury Montego GT. He's been pretty fast. We got Robert Bailey in that Demon. He's been really fast, 181.2. But, I mean, this Mercury Montego at 131.35 has only made 3 passes. It's been, I mean, I can't imagine going 131 miles an hour. So we still have lots on the docket. We're trying to get this this little Mitsubishi Evo safely off the track. Looks like they got it hooked up there. Maybe. Want to get right to you guys right now. Maybe if you weren't with us yesterday, we have some replays of some of the high-level runs, some of the higher mile-an-hour stuff. As soon as they cue me in, I'll let you know it's coming. But we're queuing those up right now so you can have a look-see while we kind of get this. Here comes the R8, the Audi R8 world record, which is 144 and change. Looks like UGR is coming up with a flurry of cars. Might want to hang on to your shorts. Definitely alerted fire and safety. Here comes Jaddy. What's he going to do mile an hour? That looked wicked fast. Did he do it? It's got to be right there. There you go. 250.00 miles an hour. Eduardo in a 16 Corvette Z06 coming up. What do we have here? Instead, this is it, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. UGR in the house, drag 965 Lambo, world record run attempt. I have to say it's the fastest I've ever seen that car go. What did it do mile an hour? They definitely turned it up. Mile an hour coming up. 257.58 miles an hour. They just gained almost 3 miles an hour on that run. Casey Howarth piloting that beast. Thanks for joining us once again. Back to racing here. Appreciate you watching some of our favorite runs from yesterday over the weekend. Right now we got Dow Long in that BMW M4, Jonathan in that Evo 8. So there we go. We got Dow Long in the M4. Jonathan with a 152.8 though in the Evo 8. 143.3 Dow Long in the M4. Trey in the Porsche 911 C4S. See him there, went up against the Camaro that I don't have. Oh, there we go, Michael Finley. Up on my screen. Nice little Porsche Cabriolet there. Sorry about that. Mile an hour. 147.06 for the Camaro, 119.7 for the Porsche. Got Jenny Young coming up in the Z06. Going up against her husband, I believe, in that ZR1. Both Z06s. We don't have information on the other, but Jenny Young's in the... Oh, it's Dustin in the 15 Corvette Z06. There's Dustin there. Mile an hour for him. 191.98. That's a new personal best. That's really fast. 145.5 for Jenny Young. Dustin with that 191. That was pretty cool. Hope you enjoyed that. Tracy Archer in 11 Mustang up against Kevin Hudson in his 14 GT. Mile an hour for those is coming up. Hey, coming up even after this, we've got a GoPro that we're going to live stream again. It's on a yellow car. I'm not sure what, but I'm going to find out for you. Tracy with a 149.11. Kevin with a 158.6. Aaron Hudson in that Mustang. This is Muhammad in that CLF. Yeah, that is what that is. Okay, I'm just making sure. CLS 63. He's got it all taped up to race up. Looking for some mile an hour. Let's see if it helped. It's been a best of 157. Let's see what he pulled off this time. 156.5 to a 134.3. Now we got Lob in his S2000, Chris in his CTSV. I believe we have the camera on the S2000. Let's find out who it is. It was a unique view, definitely cool seeing them go down the airstrip like that. Definitely got the Gapplebees. Good thing we had that on camera. No one would believe that kind of gap. 155.6 for the CTSV, 129.1 for the S2000. Nicholas Booth in his GTR going up against Jake in his WRX. We were just waiting for the WRX to actually finish the race. 185.95 for Nicholas Booth in that GTR. Looks like that tape and taking the wing off helped. Jake with a 126.5. Jared Malvin in that GTR has been a best of 213. Good, sounds fast. Looks like he made pretty good use of the tape too. Let's see if that helped him. Mile an hour coming up. 215.31 miles an hour. Yeah, it definitely helped him. Taped it up, got 2 miles an hour, a little over that actually. Good for him. Matthew in his Gallardo going up against Ryan in his Z06. That's Chrissy right there doing the arm drop. Trackhawk to me, not a Z06. Probably has 2 cars. Yep, you saw his wipers moving. It's been a little sprinkly again. one looked bad fast. Can't wait to see that mile an hour. Just yanked the doors off that Lamborghini. 158.73 for that Trackhawk. 123.42 for the Lambo. Timothy Cochran right there in the GTR. David Perez in the Audi S3. As soon as I announce this mile an hour, I'm going to toss it over to JP. Right now, Timothy Cochran, 151.72. Let's head it over to JP.
Hey, what's going on, guys? It's JP with Edge Autosport. We are with Rick here. We wanted to make sure to give some of these four-cylinders some love. We know there's a lot of supercars out here and big V8 stuff, and these guys definitely contribute here too. This is a Mitsubishi Evo 10. Tell us a little bit about the turbo setup, what kind of speed you're running, what kind of horsepower you have.
So the car did 180 miles an hour earlier today. It's got a 68 mil turbo on it from Precision, and then driveline has got a dog box in it from Graf Dog Boxes.
That's awesome. So this thing is pretty serious business. Is this your first half-mile event?
No, I think it's my 8th.
Is 180 the fastest you've gone?
Definitely. 180 is the fastest I've gone and the fastest this car's ever gone as well.
Awesome. That's some pretty serious speed for a four-banger, and we love to see these cars out here too. We're going to throw it back to you, Jimmy. Perfect.
Yeah.
All right, thank you, JP. Nice to see Slick Rick out there, 180 mile an hour pass. That was awesome. And then we just put that car together, so I'm excited to see that. Right now, what you're looking at is Kyle Rains, James with the 15 Mustang right there. .105, looks like he got out of it in the Camaro. 127.37 for the Mustang. Dana Renee coming up in that Civic. Joel in a McLaren. Kind of an odd pairing combination, but there you go. Joel with a 155 4. Dana with a 135.7. Serjan on that GTR, been fast all weekend. Going up against Igor in his E63 AMG. Both have been right around 100 mid 150s. .155.7 for the GTR, 155.7, exact mile an hour between the two of them. That's crazy. Mark Shanks in the Corvette, James Roy in the Civic. Looks like he might have had an issue there. Lots of smoke coming out of that Honda. Sound a little popping freshy too. Gotta keep our eyes on that. Probably want to get the track looked at. 141.8 for James Roy. Mike Shanks for 114 in the Corvette. Two beautiful BMWs here, an M Coupe and a Z3. Side by side. See all those clouds and everything kind of looming around us. It's been pretty crazy. So Agnes in his Z3, what kind of mile an hour he pull off here? I'm waiting for it there. 117.7. Grayson in his M Coupe, 121.9. Les in his Charger and Charles in his Porsche Turbo. That's what's up here next. That's right. You saw the Porsche windshield wipers. It gonna rain. So 128.9 for the Charger, 150.2 for the Turbo Porsche. John back in his Demon, Michael in his Challenger. Screaming Demon there, mile an hour coming up. 152.6 for the Demon, 145.8 for the Challenger. Steven coming back in a ZL1 Camaro, and then Christopher in a Z63 AMG. Looks like Chrissy's going to arm drop him, and away they go. Don't forget, we got the People's Choice. You can vote for your favorite car by texting the car number to 720-573-0403. People's Choice. Get in, have fun. It's a full interactive. This is all for fun. Steven with a 144.0. Christopher with a 130 on the Mercedes. Eduardo in that Z06 coming up against Jason and his Z06. Lots of Corvettes out here, beautiful ones. Definitely want to check out High Tech Corvette, by the way. Give them a look-see. Ooh, last minute sneaky. I like it. Eduardo with a 147.4. Jason with a 148.5. Got Zach Carras and a GTR. David in that GT350. Just looking at my weather report. 65 degrees out right now. Those flat plane crank GT350s sound all kinds of unique. So yeah, it doesn't look like we're going to have any more weather issues. Might as well stay tuned. Keep watching. All kinds of fun stuff's going to happen. 149.8 the GTR, 135.6 in the GT350. Tom in his i8 and Dean in his Corvette. On the line now. Corvette with the early launch. We would definitely need to get it against that i8. $132.2 for the i8, $138.2 for the Corvette. Up next, Dwayne Ritz in that Hellcat. 1,000 horsepower. Up against that Audi Rs7. Loves to keep his foot in it all the way. Dwayne Ritz. So 144.5 for the RS7 and 160.8 for Dwayne Ritz in the Hellcat. Mateo Perez in this 570 GT McLaren. I didn't think he was even going to slow down there. He just kind of kept going. He's like, I got time. Why not? 157.9 for Mateo. Looks like we got, look at that. We got Vader coming up. That's Coy Boy Jr. in the UGR Lambo. So far been a best. 202.7. Let's see if we can better that. It looked plenty fast to me. 201.70. Can't remember if today's his birthday or maybe it was yesterday, but I know it's coming up, if not already. 18 years old, I believe. Now we got Randy in this Integra against Kevin Hudson in this Mustang GT. Import versus muscle. Here we go. Turn it up. Sounds like the import got out of it a little early. Hopefully everything's okay with that little Integra. 158.5 for the Mustang. Integra with a 119.2. Here we go. We got Miles Kerr in your record-holding front-wheel drive Integra, 211 miles an hour, best so far, and the world record. Hopefully Aaron Frisbee, his sister's watching at home. Here we go. Turn it up. He's in it. Look plenty fast to me. What's that going to be? $213.98 miles an hour. Another new world record broken right here at Pikes Peak Airstrip Attack. The English Racing built, Miles Kerr driven Gringo Tegra. 213.98 miles an hour.
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm out here showcasing this awesome purple GTR out here. This thing on full tilt makes about 2,000 horsepower, but the engine bay is really a showpiece of this thing. Aside from going 215 miles an hour, which it just did, you can see the billet aluminum right over here in the intake manifold, the billet aluminum runners, the carbon fiber plenums, all this little detail right here, just the airlines using braided hoses, down to the titanium piping. This thing, the attention to detail on this is really awesome. So I just wanted to show you guys that awesome GTR there. Back to you guys.
Thanks, JP. We're back to racing here. Appreciate that. Nice looking GTR for sure. Got Muhammad in this CLS 63. Dan Hammond's in the Porsche Turbo. And of course, we just watched Miles Kerr re-break his own record with a 213 and change. Almost 214 miles an hour in that little Integra. Fans went crazy in the stands here. That was pretty awesome. Both of those really fast. Let's see, Dan Hammond's in that Porsche, mile an hour coming up. 194.38 to Muhammad's 157.45. David Vincent in that 2009 GTR, Dow Long in the M4. Get an onboard GoPro coming up right now, I believe. Yeah, I believe it's right there on the Lamborghini is my guess. Last run was 184.8 and a GTR 142.4. These two are off. That's Tracy Archer and Matthew. Go 151.2 for the Mustang, 123.86 for the Gallardo. Also had our camera on it. Maybe next time we'll pick a car that actually goes fast. What do you think? Steve Task in a ZR1, Nicholas Booth in that GTR. No, Nicholas looks like he taped it up, took the wing off, get a little speed out of it. Worked last time. What's it going to do this time? Sound like he got out of it a little early, honestly. Having some timing and scoring issues once again. Not sure what's up. Have to get that sorted out. Meantime, we're trying to get an interview or somebody over so we can have a chat with Miles. While we wait for that, of course, we got linsrentals.com. Let's not forget about not sure what we have going on with timing and scoring. Hang on a second. So we got that racing channel. They're bringing us everything. They've got a passion for filming. They upload weekly. Make sure to subscribe and stay tuned for them. Really appreciate them being on board. And of course, visit Colorado Springs. Definitely check them out online. Lots of opportunities and things to do around here. The weather waiting right now here for, I think, timing and scoring. I don't think there's anything happen on the track that I'm aware of anyway. Looks like we're going to go back to racing. That's good. I'll have to update my screen because I'm not getting into that information. All kinds of stuff happening on my screen. Looks like Matthew Talbot, and then of course that Terminator Cobra right there. There we go. We're back to normal. Comes Matthew Talbot coming down the... I'm going to kick it over to JP here in just a couple seconds. He's got a great interview with Miles, who just rebroke his world record front-wheel drive. Go to you, JP.
Hey, what's up, guys? We're here with Miles Kerr. He just did 2:13, backing up his 2:11 earlier today. You keep giving me a reason to come over here and talk to you. How do you do it?
I just keep trying. Yeah.
What'd you do different in the last run?
I raised the rev limiter in fifth. I think I was right on it. I raised that and then tried to give it more boost and a little bit, like a degree and a half of timing, and just drove it.
That's awesome. How much do you think the conditions have to do with setting records in general?
Conditions are everything, because if you have shitty conditions and it's like super hot out, you can't make the power of the boost. So conditions are big. I mean, today's better than yesterday, and then I waited till there was like no wind, and so I mean it did really good right now. So
good deal. Good deal, man. Well, congratulations again. This is a 4-cylinder car, front-wheel drive, going 213 miles an hour in the standing half mile, guys. Just incredible. Back to you.
All right. Great job there, JP. Congratulations once again, Miles. Another fantastic run and record. Keep breaking records. I'm going to run out of paper up here, sir. We got Zach Friedman, that Viper ACR, up against Pablo in that Corvette. Both those cars sound awesome. Somehow I'm in love with that purple Viper, not knowing why, but I am. 154.4 for Zach, 157.9 for Pablo. I think that's Josh Thomas's old car, if I'm not mistaken. Christian in his Audi S4 up against Dylan in his Audi S4. Quite the hard launch in that yellow one. launched it so hard he ejected the front bumper. Of course, I'm kidding. Nice run, though. 138.3 for Christian in his 01 S4. 140.1 for Dylan in his S4. Now we got Rock Pierce in his GT 350 up against Steven in his ZL1. Chris is going to give him the hand drop. Your classic Camaro on Mustang action. GT 350s really have a head of steam on them there towards the end. Mile an hour coming up. 150.1 for Rock in the GT 350. 142.5 for the ZL1. Keith Buckman in his 17 Corvette up against Eduardo in his 16 Corvette. Speaking of Corvette, we got High Tech Corvette. They bring the best of Corvette and sports car enthusiasts together. Check them out. For Shift Sector, the best in half-mile airstrip racing ever. Keith with a 172.7. Eduardo with a 149.1. And then, of course, next up we got Chris Rochester in this Panamera GTS up against Lucas in this CTS-V. Lining up right there. Nice looking color on that Panamera. Of course, the Colorado Springs Airport, they fly direct to or connect over 300 destinations. Why don't you pick one? Flies through the Colorado Springs Airport, and you'll see why. Our broadcast is obviously presented by Drag 965. The whole event is a Revolution Shift Sector production. And the broadcast is a Revolution production directed by none other than Jeffrey J. Hart and produced by Mr. Ryan Randalls. Let's hear these two cars go. There's that purple Viper.
Major what?
It's Zach in the GTR, Dean in the Corvette. Turn it up. Wait for my mile an hour to pop up here. And it's not. It's funny when you rely on this technology, you get used to it. I remember the old days, we used to do it in two-way radios and radar guns. My, how times have changed. You may or may not know this at home, but every single time that they go through the flags, that triggers an email directly to their inbox with their time slip, mile an hour, all that stuff. It's that quick. Like, they will go right through those flags, bam, email. It's kind of sort of cool. You can thank revolution.com for that kind of technology, bringing you the best in all that there is in airstrip half-mile racing. Got a view of the pits here. Looks like we got something going through. I'm not sure what, but got one of the GTRs kind of up on two. Not sure who that gentleman is. Hello, gentlemen. We're waiting for our timing and scoring to kind of get back up to speed. I'm not sure what's what. Back out in our pits, you can see the beautiful clouds, actually. There's no rain involved, so I can say that now, but got that back. That's Dana Renee in the Honda. Justin Young in the ZR1. The ZR1's been bad fast all day, been mid 160s. 155.4 for the ZR1. Dana Renee in that Honda Civic. Good Ghazi built, 131.6.
And now you just got bright again.
Kevin Miller in his Mustang GT. Trey Ole in that 911 C4S. Looks like the Mustang definitely got out of it early. We have an on-car camera here coming up. Not sure which one it is. I do know who's coming up for speed, though. We got 1320's own Kyle Loftus in his Z06 Unicorn. And then Alex Christmas, of course, in the GT. There we go. There's our on-car camera right there. It's going to be quite a race right there. You got Kyle from 1320 Video in the Unicorn. It's been a best of 183, I believe. Alex has been a best of 173.4. Alex is going to catch him. Looks like Kyle got out of it a little early. That looked pretty cool, huh? I think Kyle got out a little early, though. Still looked cool, huh? We're going to do an instant replay here in a minute. 172.4 for Alex. There we go. There's our on-car camera right there. It's going to be quite a race right there. You got Kyle from 1320 Video in the Unicorn. It's been a best of 183, I believe. Alex has been a best of 173.4. It looks like Kyle got out of it a little early. That looked pretty cool, huh? I think Kyle got out a little early, though. Pretty great view there. Hopefully my ZR. That wasn't Gapplebee's. Bridget with a 163.4. Mateo with a 159.8. Nicholas Booth in that GTR, been a best of 185.9. Greg Ibsen in the 06 Corvette, been a best so far of 180.8. Definitely heard the GTR get out of it long before the finish. Not sure why. 164.7 for Nicholas Booth in the GTR. 181.7 for Mr. Ibsen in the Corvette. Hey, I just want to give a real special shout out for everyone watching from Afghanistan and Africa. Mantech and 4th Engineers from Fort Carson. How great is that? We have viewers all the way out there. So I want us to give a special shout out one more time to our fans out there in Afghanistan and Africa. Mantech and the 4th Engineers from Fort Carson. Thank you for watching, and thank you so much for your service. That's pretty amazing right there. That just shows you how far reach we go. We got Slick Rick in the Evo, James Welch in that I-35i. Sounds like Rick got out of it a little early. Still sounds like it's running good. James, though, with a 147.3. David Gonzalez in that Toyota X-Runner. James Roy in the Civic. Those clouds in the background, not any wind at all. You can see that on the flags. Boy, those Hondas, they really like to pop, 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 don't they? So James Roy in the Civic, let's see what that mile an hour looks like. Looks like 158.3. David in that X-Runner, 140.76. Michael Finley in that Camaro. Rock Pierce in that GT350. Classic Camaro on Mustang crime coming down. That Camaro's almost catching up. Let's see what happens with the mile an hour, what that looks like. Michael Finley in the Camaro. 151.9. Rock Pearson, the GT350, 141.02. Timothy in that G8. Chris Reisling in that CTSV. Turn it up. Maybe I should have said, back it up. We're off and going good here at the Drag 965 supported Pikes Peak Airstrip Attack, broadcast by Revolution.com. Probably a good thing he didn't leave it in reverse. That would have been embarrassing. Still made a great run overall. 142.7 for the G8, 154 for the CTS V4 victory. Hilliard in that M3. Steven in that ZL1. That's what you see right there. Not only did he take him to Gapplebee's, it looks like he's going to hit some bus links on him. How many buses? Oh, that's semi-links at this point. That's Babyesville. Small little town outside of nowhere. 143.1 for the Camaro. We're still waiting for the BMW. Did he cross the finish? He did. Okay, 113.44. He's having a good time, though. Here comes Dwayne Roots in that Hellcat. Lucas in that CTSV. I say turn it up. Dwayne keeping his foot into it all the way. Let's see what the mile an hour show. There you go. It shows right there, 170.91. Close to his best. Lucas with a 140.49. We got Eric in that Lexus ISF. Chris in the Panamera GTS. Hopefully everybody's having a good time at home and here. Let's not forget our friends at Vehicle Vault. Sounds like my good friend JP's got an interview that he's got brewing up out there in the pits. I'm going to throw it over to him right now.
Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm here with Jordan Weir with this pretty sweet Mustang over here. It's got a big supercharger on it. He's running 189 miles an hour. It's pretty cool. These guys are from Minnesota, so there's a lot of privateer-style guys out here. It's not just huge teams, but they're also running pretty awesome cars. Can you tell us a little bit about it, Jordan?
Yeah, it's a 5.8-liter engine built by Chris Starnes. Got a VMP Gen 3R supercharger on it. Lund Racing tuning it. basically full factory interior, air conditioning, all that stuff. It's a street car if you put exhaust on it. We got open headers, but that's about it.
That's pretty cool. He says, they do the tuning on the street. It's not really a dyno-tuned car, so they still tune it very accurately on the street. He says probably making about 12 or 1,300 horsepower. So this is what you can expect to see at these half-mile events. So we're going to throw it back to you, Jimmy.
All right, thank you, JP. Nice Mustang that gentleman has there. It's bad fast, too. Did a fantastic job. We just had a Dodge Viper that went 204 from Calvo Motorsports. Did a fantastic job there. Matthew Talbot back. He's been consistent all weekend. 153.7, just saw that finish up there with a Mercedes at a 158.06. Next up, we got Chris Camp in that Camaro SS and Tracy in that 2011 Mustang. Tracy with that 150.70. Chris in that SS Camaro 147.44 miles per hour. Carl Hansen, he's back in that Mercury Montego GT up against John in that Dodge Demon right there. You can see that big Motorcraft-inspired bad boy. Been going over 130 miles an hour. I can't even imagine what's under the hood. Yeah, that was definitely, he just got a full fresh serving of Gapple sauce. Got that fresh at Gapplebee's. John with the 154.8 in that Demon. Carl with a 130.36. Almost made that look slow, even though it really wasn't. I'm pretty sure that car did not go that fast new. Cody Marani in that 18 ZL1. James in that 91 GTR. Got him at the end. 140.36 for the old GTR. 148.03 for the ZL1. Slick Rick, he's back in his Evo. Been a best so far with that 900 horsepower. Been a best of 180.2. Going up against Thomas Dill on the Corvette. Here comes Slick Rick. That's why we call him Slick Rick. Went round the outside there. There, he's going to love that. New best for Slick Rick, 183.75 miles an hour. Nicely done. Thomas Thill with a 145.58. We got Dario back in the RS7. Things are like launching a Sherman tank, but boy, they sure do accelerate. He's been at best so far of 144.8. I don't know if you've ever driven one of those cars or not, but they will surprise you. Just an FYI, I've called those cars that are modified that do 167 plus miles an hour. It's pretty crazy. Dario on that run, 147.6. Now we got Serjan in that Nissan GTR, and Nicholas Booth in that GTR. Lots of stickers. Gotta have stickers. It's anybody's race at this point. Well, it was. I think at that point, it's whoever had the most stickers was going to win. Just saying. Oh, the kids like that one, huh? That's funny. Serjan with a 156.9 to a 180.22 for Mr. Nicholas Booth. James Welch back in that BMW 135i. Scott Rice in that McLaren 570S. run by both of them. James Welch with a 153.8. Scott Rice with a 158.4. Brock Pierce with a GT 350. Jay with a in his Porsche Turbo coming up. Porsche Turbo is all business there. 179.21 thousand horsepower in that Porsche Turbo. Look at this. We got Coy Christmas coming back in the UGR built Lamborghini Huracan. Last time out, 252.9. What's it going to be? UGR in the house. A little bit of a tailwind. He's in it. He's in the power. Shooting flames. What's it going to do mile an hour? Wow. What did it do mile an hour? 249.72 miles an hour for Coy Christmas in the underground racing Lamborghini Huracan. Wow. Everybody like that? That's pretty okay, huh? Way to go, Coy. Larry Allman in his McLaren 675 LT up against Kevin Hudson in that Mustang GT. Something about those UGR Lambos mid-track that scared the crap out of me. I'm not going to lie. I'm not sure if they're just going to go airborne. Larry with a 161.9. Kevin with a 158.0. Christian in his Audi S4 coming up to the line there. Hard launches on the yellow one. I don't get the information on the yellow one until he goes through the traps, unfortunately. But he's got a lot of pipes and tubes in the front. I think that makes it go fast. We also ejected his headlight. It's fast, all right. You can see the intercooler. So Christian with a 136.1. Both of them are named Christian. That's pretty funny. The other Christian in his S4, 117.3. Launching right now, Mac Butler's GTR up against Aaron Hudson in that Mustang. Turn it up. That looked like another great run for Butler. 194.3 to a 135.05. Next up, we got Milan in his E63. Look at that airplane, huh? No, I'm not talking about one of the UGR Lambos. I'm actually talking about an airplane. Look at all those props. Doing cool prop stuff. That's a great shot. All right, we're back to racing now. Got Aaron Gosnell in his 94 Civic. Dana Renee in his 2000 Civic. Little husband and wife action right here. Might have a transmission problem after that one, it sounds like. Not sure which one that even was. Aaron with a 135.4, Dana with a 115.2. comes this Supra. He's definitely got model. He's got all that. This Supra makes all kinds of power. Saw it yesterday. Did a 204 run. Let's see what he's going to do today. He's in and out of the power. It still looks fast. Wow. What's that mile an hour going to be on that run? 1 billion miles an hour. What do you think about that, huh? 205.01 miles an hour for that Supra. I tell you, Brandon was flying that thing. That is his new best, at least at this event this weekend. ZR1, it sounds like. Yep. Going up against the CLS 63. Got it. Some cool stuff coming up. We got the Sports Court box truck fun race versus the famous Dave's Barbecue catering truck. Who wants to see that? That's what I'm talking about. You guys at home are in for a treat. Bryce in that 2011 ZR1, 157.6, 158.9. Muhammad in that CLS 63 drugged that ZR1. Here we go. We got a little budget race coming up. That's the Sports Court box truck. We're going to race famous Dave's Barbecue catering truck. Huh? Place your bets. Hopefully you can see that right now. Any bets on speed? I say the budget truck probably gets up to 52, maybe 53. Famous Dave's, he's going to barbecue the competition. All right. They're off. Wait for it. I'm pretty confident some of us could probably take a nap for the length of time it's going to take to do this race. But Famous Dave's in the lead. As I said, barbecuing the competition. The budget truck is exactly that, built on a budget. Famous Dave's out in the early lead. Hope he doesn't lose a tire. That's the fastest that truck's ever been. What's it going to do mile an hour? Wait for it. I know I am. Here comes the budget truck right behind it. Woo! 84.7 miles an hour to 67.86. Famous Dave's barbecued the competition. Nicely done. Love doing stuff like that. Always a good time. Thanks for playing along. We got Kyle Rains. I'm going to send it over to JP. He's got an interview right now.
Hey, what's going on, guys? It's JP out here with Coy Christmas running one of the amazing UGR twin-turbo Lambos here. You just went 249. What's your top speed of the day, and what did you want to come out here and do this weekend before you came?
Well, the top speed, it was 252, almost 253 today, and obviously the goal to come here was to break the world record. So 265 is what I want to go for, something like that. All I have to do is 260, so.
You're a little bit off of that. Do you know why at all?
So the tires haven't been hooking, and we haven't put the power in it yet, so we'll put some power in on the next run.
Gotcha. Well, yeah, it is hard to get traction down when you're putting down 2,000 plus horsepower, so I can definitely understand that. And nonetheless, it's a pretty awesome car to watch just go down the half mile. It goes fast every single time. We'll throw it back to you guys.
Thanks, JP. Thank you, Coy. Nice run, by the way, all day long, all weekend long. Also, thank you for hanging out last night. It was nice to play pool and whatnot. That was fun. Eric's up with his Lexus ISF. Chris Camp in his SS Camaro. So there we go. Let's see how that played out. I'm still enjoying the barbecue truck. 146.2 for Chris in that SS. Eric with a 135.87 in the Lexus. We got Dean Menino in that Corvette coming up against Allen in that ZL1. There you go. You can see them right there. They got their headlights on. It can start to get a little dark, a little sprinkly again. Let's see how that played out. Mile an hour, 152.6 to a 133.2 for the Dean Menino Corvette. ZR1 with a 152.6. Tracy Archer's back. James Welch in that 135i. That, my friends, is what we call Gapplebees. Tracy took him to Gapplebees. 149.4, James 151.1. Maybe got a little late start. Mile an hour is higher on the BMW. Those two cars are very close in mile an hour as it is. Yeah, it's starting to rain. We're going to send this 150 mile an hour Demon. Let's hope it doesn't get too squirrely burly. Let's see if we can get slowed down. It's starting to rain actually pretty good. 155.8 for the rained on Demon. Not sure if we're going to hold cars for a minute while we get it sorted out. We got a definite rain cloud coming our way. It's over the top of us now. Well, there's something you'll never see again. A Mustang in the rain that didn't wreck. I can say that because I have a Mustang, so I'm just throwing it out there. Honestly, that's crazy. That was a cool camera shot, though, but it is raining pretty good. He held on to it. He was in and out of the power. Aaron was 125.1. Kevin with a 158.2. Neither one of them tapped anything. That was pretty amazing. It's raining good enough where it scared me. Eduardo in that Z06 coming up hillier than that M3. So Eduardo in the Z06 at a 149.8, 112 for the M3. We're just going to keep sending them. Audi S4. I think I feel okay with that one in the rain. If anything, it might even go faster. 118.51 miles an hour for the Audi. Of course, we've got our good friends at Vehicle Fault. They're the premier auto gallery and elite custom garage. They provide all kinds of awesome stuff for the community. They provide a unique environment for those who share a passion for cars. I think you can agree we all here share that passion for cars, or you wouldn't be here, right? Sir Jan and that GTR, 157.01, 100.13 for Dario in that RS7. Rain's coming down pretty good out here. We've got Calvo Motorsports coming up to the line in one of their Viper ACRs. That's that beautiful purple. You can see the rain actually hitting the airstrip in that shot right there. And of course, on our camera, we're sure we're going to send these cars. Yeah, they both have their windshield wipers on, so it's a little bit of a sketchy start. Oh, I'd say sketchy. He just about lost it there in the Mercedes. coming down really hard. Viper stayed through it. So did the Mercedes even after the wiggle. Zach and the Viper in the rain with the wipers on still did 143.2 miles an hour. Muhammad did 118.42 traction limited miles an hour. I'm hoping that we're going to take a little break here, at least sending cars down because it's getting pretty rainy. Can't believe how much rain's coming down. It's getting a little sketchy out here at the Pikes Peak Airstrip Attack, brought to you by Drag 965. We're going to have to probably hold them at the starting line for a bit, take a little bit of a break. Maybe we can reduce some replays, take a look at some of the other cool stuff that's been going on out here. I tell you, one of them, you can see the rain out there right now at the starting line. Everybody's running for cover because why wouldn't you? We're going to hold the track right now for safety until further notice. We're going to show you right now some clips from yesterday when it was beautiful, maybe even a few from today on some of the more faster clips, so hopefully you enjoy. I'm going to send it out to there right now. This broadcast is not over yet, and we'll obviously be back when the rain lets up. But enjoy these clips for the time being. Thanks for being here. Here's Koi Christmas. UGR, what's that going to be mile an hour? Told you all the fast ones are going to start coming out. Mile an hour coming up. 243.51 miles an hour for Koi Christmas in the UGR. There's Koi Junior. Yep, that's Koi Boy Jr. making a good pass. Did he go over 200? He did. The goal was 200, which he did. Look at that, 202.70. Once again, UGR in the house. Koi Boy Jr. What's it going to be for the Gringo Tegra? English Racing built. Aaron Frisbee, hopefully you're watching at home. Here we go. Looks good and clean so far. Oh, he's going to send it. What's the mile an hour going to be? 203.99 miles an hour right off the trailer. Gotta like that. Miles Kerr and the Gringo Tegra English Racing. Miles, Gringo Tegra, English Racing. Go, Miles, in your cute Integra. Let's see what it'll do. Let it eat. He's in it. What's that mile an hour going to be? I'm waiting for it to pop up on my screen here. Oh, he's going to like that. 207.66. Not his personal best, not the rest of them. I don't think that's a one heck of a body kit on a on a Volkswagen, but that is what it says. They changed it up on me now. It's Fabricio in a 14 Viper up against Nicholas in that 97 Viper. 1,800 horsepower in Fabricio's. He's on a run. What's that mile an hour going to be? I'm waiting for it too. There you go, 210.28 miles an hour for Fabricio. Nicholas with a 138.76. That's a great. Here you go. Gotta like that. Fans in the stands were pretty excited about that run. 61 Buick right there, 178.08 with a 151.9. We're going to be inside this Dodge Challenger Hellcat. Wait for that. There you go. Driver view. Looks like he's doing pretty good so far. There you go. There's a vantage point you won't see every day. There goes that GTR. It's Justin Summers. Mile an hour coming up. Justin Summers with a 201.07. Here you go. Here's the first time ever live. You're going to get to ride along. And it's going to be in... Going to get quite an angle and quite a view. We've got Benjamin Barfield and Remy Rudine in the 09 English Racing GTR. Here he comes. What do you think about that? Making history, Remy. Gotta like that. Mile an hour, Remy 202.07. GTR. Hopefully that's what you see on your screen there. GTR looked plenty fast there. Kyle Loftus coming up at Z06. 200 points. 123.1 for Nate in that Camaro. 113.9 for the G8. Up next, we got Patrick or Joseph Kennedy in the English-built GTR. Check out that view. That's Donovan Leader in a 2000. Oh, that's not right. I got the wrong car in there, but there goes Kennedy. What's he going to do mile an hour? That looked plenty fast. Mile an hour coming up. We got some debris on the track, it looks like. Kennedy with a 219.83 miles an hour. $123.1 for Nate in that Camaro. 113.9 for the G8. Up next, we got Patrick or Joseph Kennedy in the English-built GTR. Check out that view. That's Donovan Leader in a 2000. Oh, that's not right. I got the wrong car in there, but there goes Kennedy. What's he going to do mile an hour? That looked plenty fast. Mile an hour coming up. We got some debris on the track, it looks like. Kennedy with a 219.83 miles an hour. $142.9 for the Corvette. 117. Hey, look at that. He went over 115. Maybe next up we'll do 120. Volvo 245. Eric Pavley, Viper ACR, been a best of 217 up against Kevin Miller. Looks like he's in it. What's that mile an hour going to look like? Wicked fast. 210.10 miles an hour for that pass. 35.6 for Eduardo in the Vet. 142.7 for the Cobra. All right, we got Remy Rudin coming back. He's already been a best of 202.07. There you go. English Racing in the house, going up against Lucas in that CTSV. Remy's going to have no part of that. He's in the power. What's it going to do mile an hour? Check out that new chute. Mile an hour, 204.64 miles an hour for Remy. 52.4 in that plum crazy purple Viper ACR. Next up, we got John, Audi RS3, Justin Summers back in that GTR. It's been a best of 202 and change in the GTR. And here he comes. He's making a pass. Pretty good pass. And if you're watching Eduardo in a 16 Corvette Z06 coming up. And if you're watching at home, crank it up. It could get real right here, right now. Their first run off the trailer, 251.54 miles an hour. UGR in the house. He's in the power. That looks bad fast. What's it going to do mile an hour? 254.96 miles an hour. That's a 3 mile an hour increase from last time, and that's just a few miles an hour off the record. Eduardo in a 16 Corvette Z06 coming up. What do we have here? Instead, this is it, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. UGR in the house, drag 965, Lambo, world record run attempt. I have to say, it's the fastest I've ever seen that car go. What did it do mile an hour? They definitely turned it up. Mile an hour coming up. 257.58 miles an hour. They just gained almost 3 miles an hour on that run. 137.2 up next. Here we go. We got Gaddy and Corey Christmas. Gaddy in the R8. UGR in the house. Jaddy's in it to win it. What's he going to do mile an hour? Coin, no joke either. What are we going to do mile an hour? UGR. Going after the Audi R8 world record, which is 144 and change. Looks like UGR is coming up with a flurry of cars. Might want to hang on to your shorts. Definitely alerted fire and safety. Here comes Jaddy. What's he going to do mile an hour? That looked wicked fast. Did he do it? It's got to be right there. There you go. 250.00 miles an hour. Jaddy. New one. I haven't seen this one yet. Don't have the information on my screen. There it is. 16 GTR, 2,000 horsepower. That'll do it. Top speed in the house. What's he going to do mile an hour? It's pretty fast. Wow. 220.48 miles an hour. Top speed. Looks like he's got the Bonneville salt caps on it. So Will Dugas and Viper VCR game. There he is. Do not have any info on the other car. Made him some room there at the end. What's the mile an hour?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it is an EPS car. So this car did 255 miles an hour last year and broke the world record. A nice, fun journey. Hey, welcome back. We're obviously in a. I know we've been we're in a rain delay. Just want to let everybody know you're watching a bunch of great instant replays from this weekend. Had a fantastic time. We're not done yet. We're kind of on standby right now. I will say it's gotten really, really windy the last few minutes. Not exactly warm either. And we do expect to be back in about 15 minutes or so. So take a look at all these clips from the fantastic weekend we've had out here at the Pikes Peak Airstrip Attack, brought to you by Drag 965, and we'll see you in about 15 minutes. This car did 255 miles an hour last year and broke the world record. A nice, fun journey. Retreat here. What's the mile an hour going to be? Waiting for it right now. It's not popping up on my screen. Either one of them, actually. Anybody see the live? 2:27.96. There we go. Everybody's a fan of this. Give a shout out to Miles. Check out Gringo Tegra on Facebook if you'd like. English Racing, ETS, Howard. Here you go. It's clean. Mile an hour is going to be 2:08.04. That's a new personal best for Miles. The Springs Airport, we love them. Thank you so much. Look what we got coming up here. We got Jaddy in that all-wheel drive class, underground racing, going up against Alex Christmas in that GTR. That's part of the top speed group. We're going head-to-head right here. So you got UGR up against top speed. Two beautiful cars, both of them real close in mile an hour. They're off. How fast is it going to be? This is for all the glory. Mile an hour coming up.
Jaddy's going to win with a 226 mile an hour run. Alex ran a 2:21.
That's some gappage. That's about 42 bus lengths. Mile an hour coming up.
And Martin's going to pull the 141. Jeff is going to win with 154.
150. Exotic. There they go. They're off. Well, now one of them isn't. Well, you can't make this stuff up, right? So one's going, one's kind of going. We'll see what it does mile an hour. Let's figure it out. Trap speed's the only thing that matters here. It's not who makes it to the finish line first, just FYI. So we're looking at what for mile an hour?
Mateo's going to finish with a 155. Jess is going to finish with a 97.
Eligible to run in the finals. So even though it's here we are right now, this looks like potentially the NA runoff. If your volume's not up, rank it up right now. This is your NA finals right now. Pierre Varga, 07 Corvette, Joshua Thomas, they're off. gap right there. It looks like he went a little sideways.
Joshua's going to finish it off with a 157. Take the
win in that Evo. Remember, it's mile an hour, not who gets to the end. Side by side right there, starting to see a gap. What's it going to be, mile an hour? The Hellcat is slowing down the Hell Rain. What's it going to be? What's it going to be, Jessica? Mile an hour coming up.
Jason's going to finish off with a 160, but Jessica's going to beat him with a 163.
The 6-speed finals. We got Aaron versus Dan. Can you believe that? 67 Corvette up against that 08 turbo. Listen to this beast. I'd keep that sound cranked up if it was me. Woo! America. Here we go. 6-speed finals, and they're off. Well, one of them is. Caught him sleeping. Here we go. Remember, mile an hour is it. Uh-oh. There you go. Went right around him. That's Dan and that turbo going to win the mile an hour. What is it, Jessica?
Dan's going to finish off with a 182.
Also a new personal best for today. Not sure what happened to the Corvette. Joseph Kennedy, this 15 GTR coming up. Been a best 200.36 today anyway. It's a pretty good start too. Let's listen to this. That's got over 200 written all over it. What is it, Jessica?
200.89.
Well, it was over.
Pretty impressive run for the newer GTR. 296. That's amazing.
On the 17 GTR, been a best of 200.98 miles an hour. Look at that beast on the starting line. He's off. Looks like a good run. Mile an hour coming up.
207.3. Next up, we got Lucas English in the English Racing ETS 2009 Nissan GTR. See what he's got for us today. This is 25 horsepower GTR. Shoots her out. He's across the line.
Whoa. What kind of mile an hour was that? We can't see the reader board from our vantage point, waiting for the official time. Still running, still moving. The tuning. Something didn't feel right. Pulled out of it. No. Guarantee we'll be back, but here we go. We got Bad to the Bone, Morris Malone, your current rear-wheel drive and Corvette world record holder at 236 and change. Listen to this thing, Sounds like he was having a little tuning from up here. What did he do mile an hour? 205.48. That's pretty fast for just the first time off the trailer. Love that. Bad boy. There's Morris Malone. He's off. Listen to this car. He's in it. What's it going to do mile an hour? A little bit of fuel stutter at the end. Mile an hour coming up. 2:14.29. For that two-wheel drive record to come back into his favor. Good-looking Viper. This thing is wicked fast. Got some of the tuning stuff dialed. He's off. Looks like it could be fast. What's it going to do mile an hour? It's coming up. A little bit of smoke off the back. What's it going to do mile per hour? 2:23.65. Sam, here comes another underground racing car. She had a kill on that R8. 500 horsepower. Going for a treat. Whew, that looked fast. Mile an hour is 2:07.76. I believe that's the world record holder. They have two that look similar, so I'm going to call it and say that it is. Let's listen to this. That looks really fast. What's it going to do mile an hour? Oh my gosh, that was fast. I hope you're following along at home. 2:44.03.
Wow.
Woo! What did you guys think of? Of course, underground racing in the house with this car. Sal just went at 2:23, so this could be interesting. Looks bad fast too. What's it going to do mile an hour? 2:23.88. That's he's off. That looked especially fast. Mile an hour is 2:24.78, so just did another best right there. .71 miles an hour. Great run there. Alerted fire and safety. Let's see what he's going to do. Some fuel issues early on. Sounds like that might be the case right now. I've been working on the car around the clock to get that fuel issue up this elevation. Talking to the driver, let's take a listen and see what's kind of going on here. What a beautiful car. 253.52. Let's wait here. 250.98. A lot of good racing that's going on, though. The air density definitely has changed. We've broken a lot of records. I don't know if you tuned in earlier, but if you haven't, you're in for a treat. Right now, we've got Brian Hodd in a GT500 up against Lance Canoy in a 570S. See him right there in your screen going through the traps. Brian with a 150.4. Lance with a 146.8 miles an hour. Up next, in an E63S wagon up against Ryan in that Jeep Trackhawk. Jeep's been pretty fast all day. So far, best of 138.1, pretty consistent. Mercedes, though, that wagon's fast, 148.9 or 147.9. It'll be interesting to see how this goes. Once again, thank you for rejoining us or joining us back for the first time here at the Pikes Peak Airstrip Attack, brought to you by Drag 965. Looks like the Mercedes went cruising right by there. 145.3 for the Mercedes. Ryan in that Trackhawk with a 136.4. Right there, just did a big hellacious burnout. Going up against James Roy in that Civic. There goes James Roy. Here comes the Camaro. It's Ben Abrams out there. 156.09 for James Roy. Ben Abrams, not sure if he got in and out of that or not. 148.7. Shift sector production. That GTR coming down the airstrip. Stayed in it to win it. That's Rydeen there. Here comes the Camaro. 148.32 for Rydeen. Eric with a 132.24. We got Bradley Padula in a 15 Hellcat. Be coming up, should show up on your screen as well. It's going up against Chris in his Hellcat. Couple good-looking cars out there. Oh, look, he's got the windshield wipers on. I wonder if he's got them on auto. You can see right out there the clouds. Once again, our camera crew, Revolution.com, bringing us the best. Mile an hour, 148.17, 143.77 right there for the other. Up next, Bill Sheff, best of 194.3. Keep in mind, this car was built 5 years ago, and he daily drives it. That's Mickey right there in the GTR on the right, on the Revolution.com flag side between shift sector. And of course, Bill Scheffler, he's been doing good too all weekend long. Here we go. We got Mickey Norisata in that English Racing built GTR going up against Bill Scheffler in that Pontiac G8. Sounds like Mickey pulled out of it early for sure. 153.1, been a best of 194. Bill Scheffler, Pontiac G8, 147.6 of it. So there's that. Up there, that's Clint in his 15 Corvette. In for a treat next. Let's see what this mile an hour looks like there. 139.15. Okay, up next, we got Calvo Motorsports in the house again. Fabricio and Viper, 1,800 horsepower. We've already alerted fire and safety. Anto, been a best so far at 215 too. Here he goes. Both these cars well over 200 miles an hour side by side. Calvo Motorsports in the house. Wow, that car came on. Woo! Looking for that mile an hour coming up. 211.57 miles an hour for Fabricio. Jesus at that 158.9. Mac Butler in a GTR. Kerry in his GTR. Butler's been over 200 miles an hour at the Never Lift Half Mile event. He's definitely on the boil now. It looks like a good run. Definitely stayed in it to win it. Mile an hours are coming up. 205.48 miles an hour for Mac Butler. Like I said, he didn't come here to go slow. 141.6 for Kerry. Matthew Talbot in this BMW M5, he's made like 2 bazillion runs. All of them been bad fast. He's going up against Russell DeSalvo in that 911 right next to him there. All this awesome footage being brought to you by the team, Revolution.com. Can't thank them enough for all these great camera shots. Seems like a little something new every year. 153.2 for Mr. Talbot. Russell with a 138.2. Got a couple of Mopars. John Malia, James Black, Demon and a Challenger. Here we go. Turn it up. Thing looks mean going down the track, doesn't it? Kind of gives you an idea how fast they go through the traps right there, huh? It's crazy to me. You get the best vantage point of anyone, in my eyes. James at 175.1, 154.4 for John and the Demon. Serjan and his GTR coming back with Pablo in the Corvette. Serjan's been at 155.4 to a 159.1 for Pablo. Like that. Third jam with a 152.6, 157.01 for Pablo. Sean Graham in that 15 Chevrolet SS going up against Cody Chapman in the CTSV. You see him right there. Beautiful cars. Let's not forget our good friends over at Pac Sun Financial. Money managers, you need that kind of help? Well, they'll never sleep on it, and money never sleeps, so there you go. Check out PacSunFinancial.com. 175.5 for Cody in that CTSV. 133 for that Cobalt. I'm sorry, that SS. My bad. Now we got John Schilling in that beautiful C10. That thing's bad at the bone. 133.3 for the Corvette best so far. Josh flying through there with a 133 up to David's 131 here. Dana Renee and David Perez, Audi S3 with the jump. Dana Renee in that little Civic's been a best of 145.2. Good Ghazi built. Of course, that's brought to you by our good friends at 1320video.com. Dana Renee with a 141.8. David Perez, 133.5. Brock Pierce with a GT350 going against Thomas Thill in that Corvette. A little squirrely there. Of course, JP over at Edge Autosport. They offer high-performance parts. They have a dyno. They do tuning. They do all kinds of stuff. Give them a look-see at on Facebook or their website. Got a BMW i35 or 135i. James Welch, Dario in that RS7. Last run rock was 150.7 to a 140.7 for that Corvette. Dario with that RS7 mile an hour. 152.9 for James in the 135i. Struggling with that one today. 144.8 for the RS7. Tom in the BMW i8, been strong. 137.8 so far. Audi S4 of Dylan's. You hear that or not? That was that C10 little race truck. That thing looks like a old school NASCAR NAS truck. That's what we call it today. Orange, you glad you stayed with us over here at Revolution at the Pikes Peak Airstrip Attack, brought to you by Drag 965. Beautiful day. Dylan with a 138, Tom in that i8 with a 132.2. Up next, Charles in that Porsche Turbo, Dave in a Panamera Turbo S. Love those green wheels. Charles with a 152.4 in that turbo. Panamera time or mile an hour is 141.1. Up next, got Aaron in a BMW M3 up against Michael in that Challenger. So there you go. Aaron in that M3 mile coming up. 155.7. Michael's Challenger 146.7. Jason in that Z06 coming up. Igor in that RS7 on the starting line now, ready to launch. Those RS7s do launch. They're wicked bad fast. Speaking of Corvette, take a look at High Tech Corvette. They bring Corvette and sports car enthusiasts together. HighTechCorvette.com. Take a peek if you would. More Corvettes coming up. Never a shortage out here at the Pikes Peak Airstrip Attack. Jason with a 148.8. Igor with a 143.9. We got Dean Menino in his 08 Corvette. Been a best of 137. Comes a McLaren, but I don't have his information yet. Will though. Let's not forget our good friends out at LinzRentals.com. A lot of our equipment comes from them. They do a fantastic job of supplying us with the best. Dean Menino with a 137.2. Larry Almond in that McLaren at a 159.2. Mark Bosky in that 550 Xi BMW up against Christian Moore in that Audi S4. They're off. BMW is getting it. Big thanks to that racing channel for carrying us on their live stream as well. So Christian with a one, let's see where it's at there. I'm playing the wait for it game. Not sure where my mile an hour stuff went. Hasn't popped up on my screen.
NASCAR race truck initially. What I wanted to do is take it straight off the track, reskin it.
All right, JP, thanks for that. We're back to racing here. Nice interview on that C10. Appreciate that. We got the little Integra here.
I did that fairly quickly. I basically blew it.
Okay. awesome right there. Kevin Miller in that Mustang GT. Andrew Hill, 163.1. Yep. Sorry about that. We had that GoPro in the car. We wanted everybody. Thank you, JP. Appreciate that. We're back to racing right now. Looks like we got Robbie Esplanade in his 99 Civic going at it. First time. We just had Viper ACR go by at 140.54 and Steve Pomona at 118.95 in the Green Goblin. It's a pretty cool looking car right here. I think he's sponsored by Red Bull. There's a real good chance of it anyway. If not, he is now. 112.2 miles an hour. And Weir up in his GT 500, been a best of 158 so far. Scott Rice in the McLaren 570S, 163.9. Well, that one thumped my chest. I'd say Jordan was in it to win it on that particular pass. Mile an hour coming up. 189.71. He was in it to win it. Nicely done there, sir. Scott Rice in the McLaren 159.1. That thing pounded my chest. Mateo Perez in that McLaren 570 up against Marcus in the Mitsubishi Evo. Both these cars have ran consistently all weekend long. Looks like we're going to have to get the track looked at. Something definitely happened to that Evo. I think whatever happened is pretty big. Looks like he's holding it steady at this point. You can see the smoke coming out of the back of it right there. Definitely lost a motor or worse. It looks like he's just about come to a stop. I've already alerted fire safety. They're heading that direction right now. You should see him any second pull up. And the smoke clears. Well, it's not going to clear because it's blowed up, but looks like he had a passenger on that pass as well. Yes, we've alerted fire and safety. They're on their way out. Appreciate watching some of our favorite runs from yesterday over the weekend. Right now, we got Dow Long in that BMW M4, Jonathan in that Evo 8. So there we go. We got Dow Long in the M4. Jonathan with a 152.8 though in the Evo 8. 143.3 M4. Trey in the Porsche 911 C4S. See him there, went up against the Camaro that I don't have. Oh, there we go. Mike Finley. Up on my screen. Little Porsche Cabriolet there. Sorry about that. Mile an hour. 147.06 for the Camaro. 119.7. Got Jenny Young coming up in the Z06. Going up against her husband, I believe, in that ZR1. Both Z06s. I don't have information on the other, but Jenny Young's in the. Oh, it's Dustin in the 15 Corvette Z06. There's Dustin there. Mile an hour for him. 191.98 personal best. That's really fast. 145.5 for Jenny Young. Dustin with that 191. That was pretty cool. Hope you enjoyed that. Tracy Archer in 11 Mustang up against Kevin Hudson in his 14 GT. Mile an hour for those is coming up. Hey, coming up even after this, we've got a GoPro that we're going to live stream again. It's on a yellow car. I'm not sure what, but I'm going to find out for you. Tracy with a 149.11. Kevin with a 158.6. Aaron Hudson in that Mustang. This is Muhammad in that CLS. Yeah, that is what that is. Okay, I'm just making sure. CLS 63. He's got it all taped up to race up. Looking for some mile an hour. Let's see if it helped. It's been a best of 157. Let's see what he pulled off this time. 6.5 to a 134.3. Now we got Lob in his S2000. Chris in his CTSV. I believe we have the camera on the S2000. Let's find out who it is. Unique view, definitely cool seeing him go down the airstrip like that. Definitely got the Gapplebees on camera. No one would believe that kind of gap. 155.6 for the CTSV, 129.1 for the S2000. Nicholas Booth in his GTR going up against Jake in his WRX. We were just waiting for the WRX to actually finish the race. 185 for Nicholas Booth in that GTR. It looks like that tape and taking the wing off helped. Jake with a 126.5. Jared Malvin in that GTR has been a best of 213. Looks good, sounds fast. Looks like he made pretty good use of the tape too. Let's see if that helped him. Mile an hour coming up. 215.31 miles an hour. Yeah, it definitely helped him. Taped it up, got a little over that actually. Good for him. Matthew in his Gallardo going up against Ryan in his Z06. That's Chrissy right there doing the arm drop. Trackhawk to me, not a Z06. Probably has two cars. Yep, you saw his wipers moving. It's been a little sprinkly again. That one looked bad fast. Can't wait to see that mile an hour. Just yanked the doors off that Lamborghini. 158.73 for that track. 123.42 for the Lambo. Timothy Cochran right there in the GTR. David Perez in the Audi S3. As soon as I announce this mile an hour, I'm going to toss it over to JP. Right now, Timothy Cochran. 151.72. Let's head it over to JP. To see Slick Rick out there, 180 mile an hour pass. That was awesome. And then we just put that car together, so I'm excited to see that right now. What you're looking at is Kyle Rains. James with the 15 Mustang right there. Five, looks like he got out of it in the Camaro. 127.37 for the Mustang. Dana Renee coming up in that Civic. Joel in a McLaren. Kind of an odd pairing combination, but there you go. Joel 5-4, Dana with a 135.7. Serjan on that GTR, been fast all weekend. Going up against Igor in his E63 AMG. Both have been right around 100, mid 150s. .155.7 for the GTR. 155.7, exact mile an hour between the two of them. That's crazy. Mark Shanks in the Corvette. James Roy in the Civic. Looks like he might have had an issue there. Lots of smoke coming out of that Honda. Sound a little popping freshy too. Gotta keep our eyes on that. Probably want to get the track looked at. 141.8 for James Roy. Mike Shanks for 114 in the Corvette. Two beautiful BMWs here, an M Coupe and a Z3. Side by side. See all those clouds and everything kind of looming around us. It's been pretty crazy. So Agnes in his Z3, what kind of mile an hour he pull off? I'm waiting for it there. 117.7. Grayson in his M Coupe, 121.9. Les in his Charger and Charles in his Porsche Turbo. That's what's up here next. That's right. You saw the Porsche windshield wipers. It gonna rain. So 128.9 for the Charger, 150.2 for the Turbo Porsche. John back in his Demon, Michael in his Challenger. Screaming Demon there, mile an hour coming up. 152.6 for the Demon, 145.8 for the Challenger. Steven coming back in a ZL1 Camaro, and then Christopher in a Z63 AMG. Like Chrissy's going to arm drop him, and away they go. Don't forget, we got the People's Choice. Back to Drag 965 Pikes Peak Airstrip Attack. We got all kinds of crazy stuff going on. I got JP over here. He's been doing some great interviews out there in the field. So what we've been on a rain delay, and now we're coming back. What it comes down to is UGR wants to do a full send-it pass. What do you think about that, huh? So you're going to want to stay tuned. We've got to get some cameras in place. We're going to make a few practice runs with other cars down the track. Obviously, we're talking like probably a 250-plus mile-an-hour pass. We're going to get that done. We have plenty of other announcements coming up, but I just wanted to kind of get everybody back in the loop that that's what we're going to do. So just give us a few minutes. We're going to send the cameras back out. Obviously, we had to take everything down, obviously, for the wind and the rain. You can't get this kind of equipment, equipment wet. So we'll be back here in just a little bit, and when we do come back, we're going to come back with a bang, baby. So you're going to want to hang on. Got it. That's our starting line right there. We're going to wait and get some cars to line up. So what's going to happen is because these cars are so powerful, We want them to actually inspect the track, so they know what they're getting into. Because, again, we just went through a little bit of rain. I wouldn't even say a little bit. It was actually quite a little bit of rain. Doesn't look like it now, but it was getting a bit sketched. That's why we had to do a rain delay, kind of shut her down. Now it looks like we got an Evo that's going to oil the track down. That's going to help things out a lot.
Not good.
You see that there, JP?
Yep.
That doesn't help our track conditions at all.
I really hope that wasn't an oil situation.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to tell. He did do 156.47 miles an hour before it went boom, though. So there's that. He's still running under his own power, so that's fantastic. Maybe it was just a little blow-by. It's hard to tell. We'll find out here soon enough, though. I can assure you that.
You can see why these guys want to try to make one last pass. There is a decent little tailwind still kind of hanging on out there.
Here comes Jordan Weir. Hang on. Let's get a camera on that. Could be a big run. He definitely did not let off the gas on that run. Mile an hour coming up. 193.47 miles an hour for Jordan in that Mustang GT 500. Yesterday he got it done. That thing pounds your chest.
That thing is that is his fastest of the day. I believe
Absolutely.
He was one of the guys that I interviewed out in the pits. His Mustang is pretty amazing, and I think a $189 was his fastest before, so I think he just set his PR.
He did, yeah. $189, 189.71, and that was his fastest before that. So he went on full send. Nicely done. Jay in that Porsche Turbo. He's trying to send it as well. That's UGR right there. That's Kevin from UGR in the Ford GT. They're going to inspect the track. Make a little baby pass maybe. Jay right there at 180.87 miles an hour. Chris Camp in that Camaro with a 146.06. So we're going to send UGR down in the Ford GT and just have them take a look at the track. Make sure it's going to be good to go before they actually send Coy out there. I believe Coy is going to be piloting his car. His last pass, Coy's last pass was, well, no, his fastest pass was 252. I think the last pass was
249. I
249.
think was his last one.
Yeah, that sounds right.
He told me he wanted to break the record today, and I asked him what is his biggest challenge in doing that, and he said traction. So I'm not sure the track conditions right now lend to that to help him with that, but you never know. We'll see.
Yeah, it's a good thing. Good thing we're sending them out there. That way they can kind of inspect it and see if they can lay down that kind of horsepower. But like you were saying, JP, there is a strong tailwind. We're coming up here at the end of the program, obviously, and that is generally when UGR comes out and does a full send. They've had a fantastic weekend out here. I know Jaddy reset the R8 world record. He blew the intake clear through the rear window, trying to break his record for the second time. That was pretty cool. And of course, the Drag 965 cars, they were very healthy this weekend. They ran those very hard. A lot of well over 250 mile an hour passes out of the Drag 965 UGR Lambo. I can also assure you that's going to be the slowest you're ever going to see that Ford GT go down an airstrip.
Still looks good doing it, though.
It pretty much does. I would take a picture because you're never going to see it go that slow again. If Alex is driving, I'd be surprised. She's just itching to put the throttle down. Yeah, they're doing a big victory lap right now. Let's hear it for UGR. Give him a big shout out. If you haven't done it already, definitely give UGR a look-see on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. They got some great videos there. A lot of the videos are filmed here at these events, including a couple from this morning. So if you haven't done so and you want to see some pretty crazy stuff that they do, they're all over the place. Drag racing, half mile, you name it. Take a look at UGRundergroundracing.com. Get a good view of a lot of their projects. Here Here comes that Mercury Montego.
Maybe the one just died.
The big flying brick. 179.07 for Greg in the Corvette. Carl with a 131.5. He's been really consistent, literally all weekend. Crazy for that car. We got Muhammad coming back in that CLS 63. He was driving in the rain last time. Got a little squirrely. Nicholas Booth coming out in that GTR. Took the wing off, put a few extra stickers on the car, taped it up, and he's ready to do a full send.
Stickers do make you go faster most of the time.
Is that fact, JP?
Yeah, just watch.
What do you think it's going to be per sticker? Like 3-4 horse per
Mile an hour.
Oh,
Per sticker.
oh, that's huge numbers. That's a big claim. We're just having fun. We're loopy in that rain delay. Nobody wants those. Looks like a pretty fast pass for him. See if it's going to be one of his best. Nicholas Booth in the GTR. 184.12. So pretty close. 185.95 has been the best so far. 158.51 for Muhammad. He almost did a full send. Comes Larry Allman in that McLaren. He might have the more runs than anybody here. Look at all those runs, JP.
Wow, that is a big list. A lot of McLarens out this weekend. Tons of McLarens. Good to see that car out here in bunches.
Yeah, it's rare to see that many of them. I think this is the most the most McLarens I've seen at one of these events.
Without question.
It's pretty cool.
And one of them went doing 193.
Mm-hmm. Set a world record, is my understanding, for McLaren. I never did get that confirmed, but it's a pretty good assumption. I've never called one faster than that. So 159.18, Mr. Almond. We're all sitting here patiently waiting. To those that don't know, we called the finals off and basically did what we did yesterday. Took the top 2 mile an hour in each class and made them first and second place. That's an interesting stat. JP, do you have any comment on that?
I don't know what the stat is we're talking about here.
The BMW owners make better lovers? Is that what the chat, that's what they're saying? Wow, I'm glad to have a BMW now.
I guess that just depends on what you're into.
That could go either way right there. A little scary. Chris Camp right there in that 2010 Camaro SS with a 145.82. We are live right now. We're not doing replays. We're live.
I do have a BMW for the record, so
we both do.
I was just having fun with that one.
Yeah.
I do have it. It's a cool one too. It's in pieces, but it's cool.
Well, here we go. If I'm not mistaken, that does look like Coy Christmas in the UGR Lamborghini.
I think that is the Darth Vader.
That's Vader. Okay, so this will be just 200 or a little over. This is actually Coy Boy Jr. in Vader.
Here we go.
Looks good. Nice, good, clean pass. He's been driving fast and hard all weekend. What's the mile an hour going to be?
205.10 on that one.
205.10. Looks like he went under Jaddy's. That's kind of funny.
Yeah, that was not the R8, obviously. That was a Huracan.
But it is the 205.10 mile an hour, just an FYI. I think he just had his RFD tag. So here we go. We got Cody Marani in this ZL1. It's Congratulations. Coy just went faster than he'd ever went. Congratulations. That's not even possible. Starting in 2020, all BMWs will actually have turn signals factory installed. Who would have thought that?
Well, it's not the turn signals being installed. It's actually autonomous turn signals, I think, is what they're going after. So you don't have to worry about it.
That's even better. 148.86 for Cody in that ZL1. Muhammad's already back around in this. He's all excited to run his Mercedes. He's going to run the gas tank all the way to the bottom. It just keeps getting faster. I can't figure out why. You know, a good tailwind, and you've already used up half a tank of gas. I get it. So there you go there. 159.29 miles an hour for Muhammad in his CLS 63.
You get your family to the airport real fast in that family sedan.
You absolutely could. You can haul even the mail in that bad boy. Tailwind's definitely picking up. I think we're through the worst part of the storm stuff here. Question I have, is Miles Kerr going to come back out in the Gringo Tegra? Inquiring minds want to know. It's already broke his record twice. Now it's 213.98 miles an hour, I believe. Of course, you saw that play out earlier. Yeah, so we're actually reading all of our all the data on our live stream, and we had some questions for you guys. So, for me, I just want to know what your favorite thing was during the live stream. Why don't you go ahead and respond to that? JP, what kind of question you got? Don't go too quick, JP.
I'm confused.
So we're the live chat. We're communicating with our live chat viewers, and my question to them is, what was your favorite part of the broadcast?
What was my favorite part of the broadcast?
I know what your favorite part was. It was every time you were on camera. That was your favorite part. It was mine too, actually. But no, ask them, what kind of question do you have? I want to know what their favorite part was.
Yeah, what is your favorite part? I mean, it's important for us to know, what else you guys like so we can keep bringing it to you. We're definitely curious about that.
Here comes Calvo Motorsports, one of the Vipers. My understanding is they were going to send it. What kind of mile an hour is that going to be? 209.50 miles an hour. That basically equaled. No, it looks like they're 209.59 miles an hour was their fastest. Pretty close, though. Jesus and that 14 Viper Calvo built.
Super consistent. He did 4 at 209 miles an hour.
Yeah, I mean, and the car's still running. I mean, how great is that? I know every time I would do a 209-mile pass, in my dreams, I'd have to think, is it going to run the next time I try to fire it up? Who knows? So there we go. That's the car. That's Coy Boy Jr. right there. He just did 205 miles an hour, which is a new personal best for that car. UGR obviously in the house. See the Team English Racing semi behind him. Not sure if he's going to go back out again. It's a great looking car. That Vader wrap is just wicked. I like the Lamborghini as the necklace chain or neck chain, whatever they got going on there.
Yeah, that wrap is just wicked. It's unbelievable. If you didn't catch it on the back, it says your lack of speed is disturbing.
That's awesome. So just got word, Miles, he's going to keep Gringo Tegra for another time. Basically, I don't think he's got a lot of competition out there, so I'm going to throw that challenge out to the internet world. Who's going to take him off his throne anytime soon, I don't know, but he's not going to bring it back out today anyway. Obviously, it's a big fan and crowd favorite.
I don't necessarily blame him. He reset his personal record twice today.
Twice.
So.
Yeah, not a big deal, just twice.
Yeah.
Couple Camaros going at it head to head.
It's a good race.
It is actually. The white one sounded a little different than the yellow one. Decided to make a pass. Kyle Rains in that RSSS. Chris Camp did a 146.01 to Kyle's 151.87. We got Jordan back. He just ripped off a 193.47. You see him right there in the Mustang. Turn it up. Wow. That thing hurts your ears all the way over here. That's amazing. Mile an hour, 191.82. Larry Allman in that McLaren with a 160.89. We got another Calvo Motorsports car coming up. That beautiful plum crazy purple Viper.
I'm going to call it violet because that's what the license plate says. So I think that is the official color of that thing.
Is it?
At least I think they want you.
Well, it is violet. And it looks like he might have had
out of the back.
Looks like he might have had a little mishap there. He's still cruising though. See, you jinxed him by saying violet. I've been calling it plum crazy purple all day.
I should not have said that.
That is the actual official name of that color, is plum crazy.
I did not know that, so thank you.
Violet, though, maybe that's like, maybe it's, I don't know, I'm not sure. But I see smoke come out of the hood. I think we need to get fire over there right away.
Not looking very good.
Let's get fire on that right away. We got smoke. Fire, 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 fire. Let's get somebody out there right away. Definitely can see fire under the hood. I mean, all weekend long I've been saying it's a hot car, but he didn't have to call me out on it.
And there you go. That is why you carry a fire extinguisher. He's getting that out of the car.
He's going pretty much at a very high rate of speed doing that.
Yeah.
I think I'd be in a little more of a hurry, just saying. It's a beautiful car. I'd hate for it to go up in flames. I'm sure whatever it is simple. The car's been wicked reliable all weekend long. Calvo obviously built some pretty great cars. Maybe the fire put itself out. It's pretty consistent, too, all weekend. He made a lot of passes. That's Zach Friedman in his Viper ACR. I mean, he didn't have anything under 152 miles an hour, and his best was 155. I mean, you can't get much more consistent than that. So that's a lot about Calvo Motorsports and what they bring to the table for their customers. Lots and lots of racing, very consistent. I mean, that's really hard to do in this. Well, JP, you know that. You build fast cars too.
Yeah, it is very hard to do. I mean, I am not trying to rub salt on this wound right now, but I did 163. But I did it one time, and I have a 4-cylinder, a lot of power pushing through each cylinder. But I did 163 one time, and we couldn't quite nail down a misfire issue that was going on in fifth gear. So it is hard to run consistently. So you got to give credit where credit is due to these guys that come out and just do, any fast speed over and over and over and over.
It's pretty impressive to me. And Calvo, they've, like I said, every time I see them, I've announced their racing for years out here. They always come to their first class operation, their customers' cars, much like this one, just consistently perform. And they're beating records. It's like I said, a lot of the shops, that come out here are kind of the same thing. And we've seen a huge increase in performance out of these cars in a very short amount of time. And all these shops, you got UGR, you got Calvo, you got English Racing, you got countless others that are just always fighting that piece of paper for the next, record run. And it's not an easy thing to chase because at that point you're just engineering everything in many, many cases. It's amazing to me. Some of these cars, they may look reasonably like how they left the factory in a way. Maybe it looks like they have wheels and tires and a couple add-ons from the outside, but I can assure you that a lot of these cars are so engineered that just throw the factory stuff out. I mean, it's not even the same anymore. Yet, in some cases, like on the GTRs, for instance, I know English Racing has a GTR that can be street-driven, makes 2,000 horsepower. The thing can drive on the street. It's got air conditioning, functioning radio. I think the seats are still heated. I mean, it's insane. And then we watched the car do, I don't remember what the exact mile an hour was, 218, 219, somewhere in there, father-son race team. So it's pretty cool when you see stuff like that happen, I think. And, you know, to also see so many different father-son race teams out here, we saw a lot of that today, including that really cool 61 Buick. I thought that was pretty neat.
Lots of families out here racing together. I mean, multiple cars, multiple people driving even, or just family builds, honestly.
Yeah, it's really neat to see that. I mean, share that with your son or daughter, depending on, you know, what you're doing there. I think it's just, it can't get any better than that. As being a father, that's just the way I think about it anyway.
Most car guys, a lot of car guys, and girls, obviously, have great stories about how they learned about cars from their dad or from their parents, or going out to the racetrack together with the family race car. So that it's a very much a family sport, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's crazy. I know for me, my dad was a bracket racer at a high level, and he, for my first experience at the racetrack, I was literally 4 days old. So apparently my parents are crazy. Who cares about ears? I can't hear anything right now anyway, so maybe that's partially why, or who knows, maybe it's because I've always liked fast stuff. But maybe one day I'll own a fast car, you know, like yours that'll go 160 some odd miles an hour, but not yet. I got to wait till I grow up. I don't see that happening anytime soon. So
I made the decision not to grow up a long time ago.
Yeah, kind of with you on that one.
That's why I still try to fix up fast cars.
Right. Well, I'm still working on it, but I just haven't got anything fast yet. Maybe one day.
Yeah, what is your excuse?
I don't have one at all anymore. Look at that airplane in the background. I'm not sure what we have going on here.
Look at that.
That's pretty cool, though.
Straight on your phone.
Straight on your phone, watching us live right there. That's pretty cool. We definitely have had a lot of fun out here. I know we're trying to get this Viper picked up, scooped up, so we can get back to, you know, at least a couple more races before we sign off for the event. Apparently we're going to race the forklift, or is that a pallet jack? I'm not sure. Is it both? He's having a good time. He's going about 2.
Hanging out around here, you're inspired to race anything you can get your hands on.
That's true. I was racing the golf cart earlier, but it wasn't very fast. So Ford GT over here to your left that you're asking about, right there. You can see it just out of the shot. There's the Viper leaving under its own power. That's impressive there.
Interesting.
I love seeing that. Let's give him a round of applause. That's always the best outcome right there, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Look at that thing shine in the sun. That purple's awesome.
That is a beautiful car.
And he also, just for the record, he also did finish his pass.
That's right, he did.
He did.
You don't usually see a car have a driver get out of it.
With a fire extinguisher 10 minutes later.
Put it out, get back in the car, and drive off the course.
That's pretty cool, I got to say. Once again, shout out to Calvo Motorsports. Great job. Got Cody Chapman in the CTSV. It looks like he's at the starting line there. Waiting to hear if UGR is going to come out with Coy Christmas and do a Hail Mary pass.
He secretly wants a Mustang. That's a fun fact about Cody. He's got a lot of GM stuff at his booth, and he also has some supercar stuff. He's got Corvettes, Cadillacs, so he says he secretly wants a Mustang. I don't know how GM guys would feel about that.
I'm not sure either. Maybe he secretly wants a Mustang with an LS motor in it.
Right, which a lot of guys do.
I know I'm one of them. That's for sure. It's not like you can't make power with the Ford stuff. I've done that too, but man, it's hard to beat those LS motors. Case in point, going down the track right now. It's pretty wicked fast. 177.17 miles an hour. That car makes 1,100 horse. Look at those shoes. Look at Kayla out there in her sandals. Good thing she doesn't have her flamingo socks on because she was wearing them earlier. They were pink. She thought maybe it was going to rain. Oh, don't drop the radio. Oh, we all missed out on that. Yeah, I went there. Again, I'm buying that cameraman a beer. So Cody, 177. That is a new personal best for him. I wanted to make sure and get that out there. We got Chris Camp in that SS Camaro, Muhammad in his Mercedes on his 9,432nd pass. He's destined to make sure he doesn't have any fuel when he leaves here. We're just going to push it out. 158.73 there for Muhammad, 147.11 for Mr. Camp. Again, we're just sitting here patiently waiting. Now we got Coy Boy Jr. coming back in the Vader. What'd you say it said on the back there?
It actually says, you can tell how much of a Star Wars fan I am by my lack of ability to repeat this, but I think it says, I find your lack of speed disturbing.
Yep, that is what you said. That's pretty awesome. Here he goes. Let's see if he can beat his 205. Let's have a listen. It looked fast to me. Mile an hour coming up, 200.89, so definitely not as fast as one, certainly not as slowest. Once again, another UGR car, just back to back to back, 200 mile an hour runs and a half mile standing start.
That makes me wonder if traction is kind of an issue right now, because the track must be a little bit cooler right now, because there is a decent tailwind. I mean, it's a real legit tailwind. So it makes me wonder if the traction is an issue at the starting line right now.
Let's see who we have coming out right now. It looks like we got Randy in the Integra. And that looks like... that's Jared in the GTR. Beautiful. That's when I think you went and saw that in the pits. It's been a best of 2:15 so far.
Yeah, this is a locally owned, locally built GTR that goes real fast. One of the few, I mean, this is a fast local car for Colorado.
I'm just going to take one more look at the big girl before he takes off. He's like, all right, I got my shot. Now I'm going big. Watch this, honey. Meanwhile, the Integra's like, oh, no! They both came through on the big end, didn't they? That was pretty crazy. 174.22 for that Integra. 216.87. There you go. There's his new personal best for Jared. Both those guys.
I talked to him earlier today. He had a tuner out in the Middle East helping him out look at data logs and tune his vehicle throughout the day. So looks like it turned out to be worth it.
I like the little scooter and wearing that. That's called that's safety first right there. It's racing around in the pits. So here we go. We got Dustin up in this 15 Corvette. He's been a best of 191 and change going up against this, what is that, a Grand Cherokee Trackhawk, I believe? He's been out here. I think he's been, let me see here. Oh, the Corvette. Hang on. That Corvette had to straighten it up. That was pretty spooky. I don't know if anybody else caught that. It was kind of hard to tell. It was just out of focus, but that Corvette went completely sideways. So 156.79 for the Trackhawk. Corvette, like I said, it got into power and just all hell broke loose. So these are our grid girls right now. This is their Instagram handles in case, I know I've been kind of saying them throughout the day, but should be able to see those here relatively soon, somewhere on your screen.
They are there, we promise.
Yeah, they're there. They're coming. Here we go. And I know one of them is Chrissy for Cars. There you go. And then there's K-Cakes. K-Cakes is out there right now. It's Kayla. Chrissy for Cars. Give them a like. Definitely want to write that down if you're not doing that already. Got Jay back in this Porsche Turbo. Last pass was 180. He's in the boost. Just like that, he got out of the boost. Definitely not going to be as fast as mile an hour.
That 911 is a sleeper even for a 911. It looks pretty factory, pretty bone stock, and the thing does 180. That's.
Here's the BMW with factory installed turn signals coming up to the line.
Yeah.
It's the M4. They actually installed turn signals.
This is why that guy does this racing. Because he does that.
It's true. Well, let's hope not, because if that means he's going into the other lane, that's never good. It doesn't matter. He's going to get Gapplebee's. GTR looked nice and strong. It's David Vinson. David Vinson with a 183.0, 1,000 horsepower in that GTR. Due along the 145.4, and here we go. We got extra tape now on Muhammad's car. He's now apparently he's ran out of gas and he's trying to conserve.
I think he goes through the pits as fast as he does the actual racetrack.
There's a chance that's true. Yep, that's very possible. I think he's going to set a record for how many passes he actually does.
Right.
He may have to change the oil before he goes home.
You can't blame a guy for taking that many passes, though.
Absolutely not.
It is very fun being out there and just doing passes.
Nothing like going down an airstrip. It's something you should experience for sure if you haven't. It's not what you think until you're there. It's totally different. 157.78 from Muhammad. That was his 10,032nd pass. Looks like we got Andrew Hill coming up in that 720 horsepower ZR1. Good looking car. Kayla rocking her blue sandals. Her dad was out here earlier in his Corvette doing real well in the mid-160s, I want to say. Andrew Hill coming down the airstrip. Must be a tape thing. All these cars have tape on them now. Trying to make them slick, get through that air. 148.96 on that run. I'm still kind of waiting to hear if UGR is going to come out. So maybe someone can confirm nor maybe deny that they are. Timing and scoring is not up on this car. So definitely going to want to get that solved if UGR does come out. Oh, there's our answer. Right there, there's Coy Christmas in the UGR Lambo. My understanding is he didn't come here to go slow. Now, his last pass was, what, 249, but he's been 252.
Yeah.
So it's really hard to say with the traction limited capabilities of the track, not necessarily the car, how this is all going to go down. So we've already pre-alerted fire and safety. We got everybody we need, I think, in place to make that happen. You never know on these runs. Anything could happen. So those watching at home, cross your fingers. You never know. You could actually see a world record happen right now.
This is max effort going right here.
This is all of it. All of it. And then some. And if I know UGR, and I do, they won't hold back.
I don't think you travel this far to hold back at all. That's for sure.
Coy's a get-her-done kind of guy for sure, and a heck of a good driver. I mean, he's consistently been faster and faster and faster at these events, and it's been crazy how quick he's got up to speed, if you will. Looks like before that we're going to have Nicholas Booth and Kyle Rains, Camaro RS-SS. Nicholas Booth in that GTR keeps adding more stickers to it.
Trying to make that thing go faster. You put a few more stickers on there.
Yeah. Let's hope it works. Looks like he's making a pretty good attempt at a good pass right here. He got out of it again. Camaro just sounds funny to me, but he's going bad fast. Kind of crazy. 150 for the Camaro, 150.4 for the GTR. Looks like they got some tape on that car now. They're just taping everything up. This is Jesus in that 14 Viper. Your last run was 209.50. Let's have a listen. Sure sounded like they turned that thing up a bit. That was definitely louder, that pass. What's the mile an hour? 206.99. Did sound like he was fighting for some traction there. Here we go. Right now, UGR in the house, in the Forum Pays Koi Christmas driven UGR Lamborghini, going for everything, throwing everything at it. Hopefully you're watching. A little rough start, but that doesn't matter. Let's see what he's going to do mile an hour. It's shooting flames. It's looking strong. Ludicrous speed. Mile an hour. 251.11 miles an hour right there. Woo! UGR never disappoints. Thank you guys for that. Koi Christmas driven there. 251.12 miles an hour. That means that car went over 250 miles an hour twice today alone. Never went below 234 miles an hour. That was just a baby warm-up pass, just a little baby pass at 234 miles an hour. But that's how UGR handles business. They get it done. So that was nice and fun to see, and hopefully that. The car's still driving and running, so that's a good deal. On a full sin pass, you never know what's going to happen. I've seen all kinds of crazy stuff, like, Jaddy and the whole intake blowing out of the rear window. That was pretty crazy. That was really, really crazy. I don't know if you guys caught that at home or not, but we're coming up here towards the very end of our broadcast, I believe. There's Koi Christmas right there, and that UGR Lambo just driving back to the pits after a little baby 251 mile an hour run. No big deal.
Yeah, that car looks amazing going down the strip that fast, and just every single shift is so crisp, and you can hear it. Every shift is so loud in that thing, as it, I'm sure it's just cutting ignition every shift with that fast-acting transmission.
We got, John Reed is obviously a big tuner over there. So we're going to end our broadcast here real quick. I just want to go over a few things. One of the things is I got JP here with me, obviously. We want to thank everybody for viewing, for showing up, for being here. And obviously our sponsors are very important to us, so I want to just go over a quick list. We got Visit Colorado Springs. Of course, we got Vehicle Vault. Millennium Concrete Cutting, that's a big one. Kyle over at 1320 Video, thank you. He brought one of his cars out, did a fantastic job in the Unicorn. Edge Autosport, of course, that's JP right there. Big thumbs up to you.
I am a sponsor.
Thank you for that. Appreciate that. Pacific Sun Financial, appreciate all their support. We got High Tech Corvette. Of course, we got That Racing Channel. Lynn's Rentals for all those camera needs. And, of course, we got Revolution.com. I just want to mention it one more time. We got DEF CON 1 coming up August 10th and 11th. You can get that information right at revdefcon.com. Of course, we got Shift Sector. We can't be here without them. There's nothing better than that. Colorado Springs Sports Corp. Our fearless leader and producer, Jeffrey J. Hart. This broadcast was presented by Drag 965. The event is a Revolution Shift Sector production. Broadcast is a Revolution production directed by Jeffrey J. Hart and produced by Ryan Randalls. And lastly but not least, we've got Kenta Young, Joshua Dorado, Ed Urardo, Jesse Smith, Stephen Sullivan, Riley McCloskey, David Medina, and Joseph Spencer worked hard to bring this broadcast to you. And we wrap it all up with a thank you. Thanks again to Drag 965, Colorado Springs Airport.
Visit Colorado Springs.
Visit Colorado Springs. Vehicle Vault. Millennium Concrete Cutting, 1320. Edge Autosport. That Racing Channel. Street Effects. High Tech Corvette. From Drag 965 out here at the Pikes Peak Airstrip Attack, I'm Jimmy. This is JP. We're out. Mic drop.
go someplace fun? Get away for a long weekend or an epic vacation to one of the great nonstop destinations from the Colorado Springs Airport. Let your vacation start here. Look before you book at flycos.com.
If you're into fine cars, you take care of them, you invest in them. But who is watching your other investments? At Pacific Sun Financial, we work for you, not the company. Unhappy with your current advisor? Give us a try. Call us at 949-716-8646 or visit our website at paxsunfinancial.com.
The Colorado Springs Sports Corp brings top-flight events to Olympic City, USA. Each summer, more than 10,000 competitors gather to compete in the Rocky Mountain State Games. Spectators and competitors from around the world witness the prestigious Broadmoor Pikes Peak International Hill Climb. And the annual Labor Day liftoff blends the scenic beauty of Colorado Springs with an awe-inspiring collection of hot air balloons, music, and fun. To learn more, visit coloradospringssports.org.
Planning a trip sometime soon? The Colorado Springs Airport makes it convenient with easy parking, shorter lines, and non-stop flights to great destinations and beyond. Let your vacation start here. Look before you book at flycos.com.
Think you have what it takes to challenge America's mountain? Go for it on August 10th at the epic Broadmoor Pikes Peak Cycling Hill Climb. Jump on your bike and compete in the competitive race sanctioned by USA Cycling on Pikes Peak, America's mountain. Or bring your family and friends to compete in the Broadmoor Pikes Peak Cycling Hill Climb Grand Fondo, a non-competitive fun ride for cyclists of all abilities. Learn more or sign up today at pikespeakcyclinghillclimb.org.